Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another Coinsider live stream. Like I said on Monday, I am doing these every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 noon Eastern time. So I'm here, it's Wednesday, and really happy to see you all again. And I hope to see you all again on Friday as well. So yeah, and folks, as you tune in, my goal with this stream is 50 likes. So if you can help me get there, then that would be much appreciated. But let's see, one sec. Um One thing that I want to do today is the community call-in segment. If you remember, I did that last on Monday last stream with Wrecked Dan. So if anyone here that's listening wants to hop on for just like to chat with everyone else listening for like 10-15 minutes, please just write in the chat, message me on Discord, and I'll give you the link to join. So I want to do that with one of y'all. And you don't have to show up on, like, you don't need your webcam, just like audio only, it's fine. So if anyone wants to do the community call-in segment, please let me know. But first and foremost, we gotta start. So first and foremost, let me answer some questions from chat. DYOR, yes, I am. So someone please write their portfolio and I'll review it later on in the segment. Fed admits cyber attack may bring new Bretton Woods with AI and Bitcoin. That would be crazy, folks. Hello from Syracuse. Hello, MJG. Lord Area, no worries, but thank you for tuning in regardless. Yo, Maverick, do you want to do a audio only call in with me? Or no? Just let me know. Anyhow, market pulse. Let's start out with the market pulse, okay? Let me pull up some stuff and share my screen. Future trade deals may allow the Federal Reserve. Yeah, exactly. We're going to touch on that, Pratik. We are going to touch on that for sure. Oh, you don't need to be in the Discord though. You could just hop on to have a call, community call-in segment. But anyways, let me start with the market pulse, and then I'll get into the Fed stuff. So, as you can see, things are kind of clawing back up, like Bitcoin, for example. It's been clawing back up slowly. Nothing like after the war like dump and recovery, it's kind of been crawling up slowly, right? With most of the strength shown by Bitcoin. Yeah, most of the strength shown by Bitcoin. Like only 8 more other projects are performing above Bitcoin in the past 24 hours. So nothing too crazy in terms of moves, but yeah, I mean, it's been a recovery since the like Iran war stuff. But I feel like the market is still uncertain right now, right? It's still quite uncertain about which direction, if it's to new all-time highs or back down to like the low hundreds or like the high 90s, right? It depends. There's still a lot of uncertainty here. And if we look at the fear and greed indicator, it's now getting into a little bit of greediness. So remember like several days ago, it was a fear. And I was feeling the fear too. I'm pretty sure you guys were too. But now people are starting to get a little more greedy. So this doesn't mean that it's like has to have a pullback, right? But it could be possible that we're still chopping, going sideways, like a lot of people kind of forecasted for the summer months. They're like, we're gonna have a lot of summer chop per se. Um, dominance. Let me pull up another chart right here. So this is, oh yeah, I do want to look at Circle, but first, as part of this market pulse, look at BTC dominance. BTC dominance is still climbing. Bitcoin is still the king of the show. It's in general not a good idea to hold more alts than Bitcoin until this really like puts in the top, you know? Like, yes, we had a mini alt season, but now it's like it's just like alt seasons are so short, right? This was a top, and this was only like 6 days, a week, not even. And then now it's new highs for Bitcoin dominance, right? And then looking at another important indicator of our market pulse is the dollar index. How strong is the dollar, right? Right now it's weak, and as long as this keeps dropping, it's good news for Bitcoin and crypto as a whole, but definitely for Bitcoin. Let me make this. Yeah, see, it's still dropping. If this starts reversing hard, then that's like not that good for our crypto markets and Bitcoin. But right now it's still like weak. Like look at this downtrend right here. Look at this. I mean, that's an ugly chart, but you get the idea. This is just free form, right? Let me see if I can do it better. Right, downtrend for DXY. Now, let's take a look at Circle because wow, look at this correction. This is insane volatility for Circle. I bought puts around this level, around this level right here. So my puts are still kind of in the negative right now, but look at this crazy correction for Circle, right? Like this shit was blow off top. Now let's take a look at some of the ETF stuff, right? Bitcoin ETFs. Flows are still positive. Still positive in... Yeah, look. All these different Bitcoin ETFs, the flows are still positive, which is good news for the market. When it starts getting a lot of like selling, that's like, you know, that's like weakness, or it's just going to be hard for the price to go up while there's a lot of selling going on, you know. But right now there's buying per se. Summer is usually not the most amazing investing season. Yep. BTC is creeping back up slowly while alts are losing values little by little. It's been like that for months. I'm losing all hopes on alts. Yep. I mean, it's been a downtrend for like 4 years if you plot others versus BTC. Can we see that actually? Let's see. Others, BTC. Others, BTC. Let's see right here. Can y'all see this? Yeah, you can see this. Okay, let me zoom out to 1 week. Look at this. Since this high of 2022, it's been a massive downtrend, folks. Look at this downtrend. Others, BTC. This is why we feel like we're lost hope on Altseason. Maybe it's going to go down here and hit this like low before reversing, right? Which means we still got a ways to go, like several more months and more underperformance of alts versus Bitcoin. So that's why I'm telling you folks, you got to have a big allocation in Bitcoin. I don't care if Bitcoin can't go 10,000%. It's the best risk adjusted investment for now compared to alts, right? Sure, have some strong alts, but uh, there's nothing else to buy. But BTC is very expensive now. It's expensive, but it'll still get you good returns, is the point. I believe it's coinglass.com. Okay, so that was the Market Pulse segment. And now it is time for the biggest news segment, which has to be the Fed rate decision by our very best friend, Jerome Powell, right? So let us share the news and analysis here. There's a lot of stuff to dig into with y'all here. So first and foremost, Jerome Powell had his presser like a couple days ago. And he said, we could see inflation come in not as strong as expected. If that's the case, we would suggest cutting sooner. Everyone's eyes are on rate cuts because when rates are lower, money prefers riskier assets, aka Bitcoin and crypto, aka altcoins, right? So far, he has been very, very, very stubborn and held rates steady while all across the world central banks are cutting. That's why Trump is so mad at Jerome Powell for not cutting rates sooner, right? And that's why our crypto markets are still kind of indecisive right now. And Altseason definitely is not here until rate cuts start until the end of QT, right? But check this out. These were highlights from his testimony on yesterday. Let me see, just to make sure you guys can see. They say the Fed is well positioned to wait and see. Tariffs likely to push up inflation, weigh on economy. No immediate signal of interest rate cuts provided. But he says labor market conditions have remained solid. Because remember, if labor market is showing weakness, that's another sign for them to cut. It's not only have to do with inflation. It's inflation and labor markets. Inflation has eased, but remains somewhat elevated. Powell is not ready to cut rates. Yes, press like, folks, if you want a rate cut. Remember, our goal today is 50 likes on the stream, if you don't mind helping us get there. Anyways, back to the 50... the biggest news segment. So in terms of inflation, let us see. He says inflation may has eased but remains somewhat elevated. Let's look at that. One of the best places to do so is Trueflation, truthful data for the transparent economy. And this shows that we have to please sign in. Okay, they're making me sign in for this. One sec. Let me sign in real quick and see if I can see. Okay, let's see if they're going to let me see this after I sign in. There we go. They do let me. So you see what I mean? This is the US, by the way. It's down. This is 1 year. It is down. It dropped quite a bit actually in April. It's back up a little bit, maybe because of tariff stuff. But it is down from the highs of before, of like more than a year ago, right? Let's take a look at Argentina actually. Oh wow, Argentina's has steadily dropped since Milei took office. But yeah, this is what they mean. Inflation has eased, but remains a little bit kind of elevated. Tarifflation. Potentially. Dang, you crowned a new word for this Ion Tron. Powell has TDS, potentially. Some people say accuse him of that. Um, so here's another thing. Check this out. In a stunning moment, Fed Chair Powell has just said that the Fed would have cut interest rates if not for Trump's tariffs. Trump's tariffs are to blame for rising costs. Let's listen to this together. Let me know if you can hear this, by the way. I think you should be able to hear this.
If you just look at the basic data and don't look at the forecast, you would say that we would have continued cutting. The difference, of course, is at this time, all forecasters are expecting pretty soon that some significant inflation will show up from tariffs. Now, and we can't just ignore that, but we're just saying let's wait and see more. That's all we're doing. And if you will have noticed, a substantial majority of the committee has written down rate cuts in the remaining 4 years, four meetings this year. So it's just a question of being prudent and careful. But at a time when the labor market is still strong, we don't see weakness in the labor market. If we did, that would change things. We're going to continue to adapt as the data adapt. But that is the difference between then and now. Then inflation was forecasted to continue to come down. Here it's forecasted to go up by all forecasters. So, and again, we're not overreacting to that. We're just saying, hey, as long as the economy's strong, we can take a little bit of a pause here. And that's what we're doing. And again, continue to adapt as the data comes in. If we see data that suggests that inflation's not going to produce big increases, that would matter. And if we saw the labor market weakening, that would matter too.
So as you can see, it's very wait and see, right? He just doesn't want to cut too soon, is the point. Is this live? Is this no. That was from yesterday, I believe. I like tarifflation. Should go into the economic lexicon. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Which makes me think, actually, let's see what Polymarket is saying about the Fed decision. Wow, look at this. Fed decision went from a cut to no change in July. That is notable. Economy. Fed decision in September. They're predicting a cut, but that can change. Low chance of recession. Wow, GDP growth. Okay, no recession. I love Polymarket. Polymarket is also forecasting a cut. Oh, it's pretty 50-50 in October. It's pretty 50-50 between no change and decrease. I love Polymarket. It's great news and data. It depends. If there's escalation, Maverick, then I think we're going to have a lot of volatility. But if there's more just like push it back and like some, nothing ever happens, that's a big saying in like Wall Street and the crypto space these days, then I don't think there's going to be any like midterm or long-term significant change in the market, in my honest opinion. Yes, there is, but we already saw that, right? We saw that Fed decision in July. The consensus is no change, no rate cut right now. So, like they said, okay, so these dot plots are a little bit hard to read, but the point is it's still consensus for 2 rate cuts in 2025. Even though the central bank is decided. Remember this, it's not just Jerome Powell. There's multiple central bank governors, and it's kind of a committee. But Jerome Powell is the one who kind of steers the ship, per se. But check this out. There is dissent, right? This analyst writes, are we witnessing the beginning of a Fed mutiny led by 2 Trump appointees, Bowman and Waller, driven by Trump's persistent demand for rate cuts? There is a higher chance of a July cut. Fed's Waller said could cut rates as early as July meeting. 25% chance for July cut. Will Powell squash dissenters? Does this type of mutiny give Trump an opening to fire Powell, or are they just angling to be Trump's next pick? That's why when Powell eventually his term ends as chair, Trump is going to put in one that wants like rate cuts, right? So that's eventually going to be great for risk assets. So actually, let us look at the Polymarket thing again. It was at 8%, but then it went up. Yeah, see, like this went up from 125 basis point rate cut, went up from like 8% to almost 25% right here, right? So it has increased since the comments. So okay, point of all this is I think we still need to be patient. Like, yes, they may cut in. Okay, if it's July cut, it may be more bullish, but if it's like September cut, then I think it will be not that impactful, but we really have to wait for like when Jerome Powell's term gets close to ending and Trump puts in one that really wants rate cuts, really may start up the QE machine again. That is when markets are forward looking. So the big pump would come before then. But that is when things would really change and it would be super bullish for Bitcoin and risk assets. And I believe Powell's term, let me see. One sec. When does Jerome Powell term end? May 2026. Okay, so that's still a while. That's still like almost a year. Yes, please hit the likes. Remember, folks, the goal is 50 likes on this stream. So right now would usually be the time for the community call-in segment, but no one reached out to me, so we won't have a call-in. Hopefully, some of y'all in the future will reach out to me on Discord or on X, and we can get you in here. Unless anyone here right now wants to chat, wants to jump on, audio only, you don't need a webcam. Just right here in the chat or DM me on Discord, whatever. Actually, let me check my Discord real quick. Do I have any messages? No, I don't have any messages right now. Sad face. But really would want y'all to come in, hop on, and chat in the future. But now, let's move on to my favorite segment of the show, which is KOL call tracking. Remember we were doing this together. Let me pull up the doc. Right here. Okay. Let me share my screen. Remember, we were building this together. Yes, Maverick, would love to have you on. I think that's very bullish for adoption of crypto. I don't think that necessarily benefits Link token in the mid to long term, especially with all the sell pressure and unlocks. Okay, KOL call tracking. None of these are really we can really like give a verdict for yet. Some of them look wrong, like Roman and Bitcoin Schmitcoin look kind of wrong right now. But let us see more if there are more. Okay. And chat, let me know as well, because we're building this sheet together. Let me know if there's other influencers, KOLs, analysts that put up calls that we can track together right here in this sheet, because we're doing this manually, right? And this is going to build up into an amazing database of calls over time, so we can see who's more right than wrong, and even give a ranking and a leaderboard system to the top KOLs. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. I'm just scrolling X right now, trying to look for some calls. Any good? Oh, do we have? Oh, you know who is good though? Bitcoin data. He is very bullish. When people are talking about joyful June, expect the opposite. Remember when they talked about sell in May? We pumped for the most of May. Now my timeline is littered with boring summer. So he is saying that he thinks summer will not be boring and will be the opposite of chop, which is bold. Let me make a note of that. Bitcoin data 21. Okay, when was this call? This call was June 22nd, 2025. Won't be a boring summer. Expecting bullish. When is summer? When does summer? September. Okay. End of September. TBD. Won't be as boring summer. Expecting bullish. Whereas a lot of people are calling for chop, which would be boring, but he's expecting that won't be the case. So let's see. Let's see. What other KOLs can we track? Oh, Don Alt doesn't really make calls anymore lately, but let's check him out. Okay. What is Don Alt saying these days? Yeah, he's not really giving us anything. Like some of them are like really short-term swing trades. Yeah, it's not. Oh, Raul Paul. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see what Raul Paul. Let's see if we can add him to this KOL tracker. 90% of Bitcoin's price action is driven by liquidity. The rest is by adoption effects. Okay. He still believes in this Bitcoin M2 correlation. So actually, that is a big one. Let me add that. This is June 22nd. Raul Powell, June 22nd, 2025. BTC M2 correlation roughly holds. I mean, I think if we chop through the summer, then that'd be a really long period of like broken correlation. So I'll also give, let's see, July, August, September. I'll give 3 months for this. If Bitcoin doesn't officially pump by then I'm gonna give a wrong on this particular call that the Bitcoin M2 correlation matches. Like if this red line just goes sideways here instead of eventually pulling up, then this M2 correlation would be BS, which is my personal take on this situation. Peter Brandt. Oh, yeah. Let's see if he has anything good. Dang, you know all the good ones. Let's see. Um, okay. Nothing too. I'm scrolling back too far. There's nothing too. Is this chart as ugly as it appears? Apple, parachute, Apple. Actually, let's look at that. Apple stock. Guess it's a little ugly, but yeah, I don't know. Nothing really. Peter Schiff. Yeah, we all know his predictions. There's no need for us to look at that. Let's see, folks. What other KOLs or analysts should we track here? Give me some names. Give me some names. I know y'all follow some good ones. Open up your X, scroll down, and see. Like, we already got Benjamin Cohen, Bitcoin dominance. Let's see, who else? Who else? Blah, blah, blah. Come on. Sorry, I'm just scrolling right now. I don't see anything. Let me just see like BTC. Let me search BTC, see if I can find anything. Some of these traders are just like random jokes though. Massive bull, like I'm not even gonna track these like random jokes, right? Are any of these like legit people that you recognize? Oh, by the way, folks, go on Retail DAO and answer this. If you can't hold BTC, ETH, Sol, Hyper, Retail, but had to hold one single coin for the next 2 years, what would it be and why? You guys should respond to this, by the way. Here, let me give you the link for that. Check this out. Where is the link? Yeah, you're right. Every brand does make. Oh, you guys are giving me some good ones. Ansem, Crypto Ran, Murad, Anthony Pompliano, Follis. Yeah, go write that in the under the tweet though. Okay, let me look at Dave the Wave. Kara, definitely. Thank you for that. Let us track him for a sec. Dave the Wave. Right here. Okay, let's see. A lot of politics stuff. Politics. Okay. Multi-year support. Not too far extended. Okay, that's not very like wanting to see BTC break through the line of resistance to create a multi-month sideward ranging channel, a solid base. Okay, A lot of politics, politics, politics. BTC continued consolidation, a nervous market. Yeah, there's not enough right here to add to the list. Let's see crypto rand. Crypto rand right here. Render doesn't give up on my radar. Jupe pushing for bullish reversal. A lot of these are like nuanced though. They're not really strong. ETH BTC chart speaks volume, position accordingly. Yeah, it's not really like that invalidatable though, you know? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see anything that invalidatable here. By the way, folks, real quick, goal is 50 likes on the stream. If you don't mind helping me out with that, that would be amazing. Oh, by the way, next up is portfolio roast. So I'm going to roast one or two portfolios. If you want that to be you, please write that out just like before, just the ticker symbols and percentage points, and I will give you a rating as best I can. So, folks, if you want your portfolio reviewed, then share that right now. Too much uncertainty for KO. But they should, though. They should. If the good ones will still make calls, regardless of the uncertainty, based on what the fundamentals or the technicals and charts tell them. Who is Flawless, by the way? Flawless. I don't know if I've ever heard of them before. Flawless? Is this Flawless? Trader? Okay. Staircase up. Elevator also up. Yeah, that's just pointing out stuff, though. That's not really... Yeah, see? That's not really helpful. Thank you. I will keep doing these. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 noon Eastern time. Please join me on Friday, same time. All of y'all would love for you to join me. KOL call tracking. Okay. Crypto Wizard. Is that how you spell it? Wizard. Oh, right here. Wiz. Okay, okay. I do recognize him. Okay. NPC. All aboard NPC. Okay, he really likes NPC. The only chart that can save us all. ETH BTC. Okay. Nothing really here. I mean, I could add that he's bullish on NPC, but that's been for a while now, so I don't know when that started. Okay, well, we added two today. I think, let me sort this, by the way. There we go. Just keep your eye out for further calls, and either Nick FLP. We just want to track any trackable calls for KOLs, not just like random accounts, but like legit KOLs. And we're going to build this database out over time. Every stream, I'm going to look at this. So that's why you guys should join me in future streams as well, because we're going to build this over time. Thank you. So, folks, portfolio roast. Get them in here. Get them in here. Let me know your... I know last stream we had so many people write out their portfolios, the ticker symbol, and percentage allocations. So write that out, and I will review them live on stream. First ones to do so will get chosen because no one has done it yet. Last time there were so many, and I only got a chance to do like 2. So I know you guys have these like in your back pocket that you can share. I guess in the meantime, while we wait for portfolio roast, While we wait for some people to share their portfolio allocations, let me do a change my mind. Check this out. Profile. Here is my change my mind. Cycle theorists are all wrong. I used to follow them. It did not work. They were like, oh, stock to flow or whatever is like all their whole like meme. It's pretty much a meme. Like all their charts of like well-timed cycles, they're all wrong. And I called them out. I got blocked sometimes. Like, let me show you, okay? Cycle theorist, change my mind. Plan B, right here. This guy, this clown. Remember this? You guys remember this? This was so broken. He's still coping. Still coping. This was so wrong. Look at this. This hasn't even, it's been so, since 2024, it's supposed to go rocket ship to like hundreds of thousands, and it hasn't happened. It's more so followed this power law than his freaking stock to flow. 500K average, 2024 to 2028 halving period, not going to happen. He is an absolute clown. I called him out before, and here's another one I called out. I used to subscribe to his Patreon, but then when he got it wrong, I called him out and got blocked. CryptoCon, look. He has blocked me because I called him out. This is like, I'd rather follow astrology than this BS. Sine waves, complete BS. BS, more BS, just pretty charts, BS. All of this is BS. Right? So that's my change my mind. Cycle theorists are all wrong. Let me know, chat, if you agree or disagree. Yeah, he did block me. I told you. Cycle theorists are all wrong. And I think like cycles are going to change forever. It's more so going to be like more mature. And where is that chart? Oh, I forgot where. Like, one sec. Let me try to find it. CryptoCon. Where is that chart? It's the fact that. Okay, I guess this is the closest one, but you see how you had parabola, and now it's just kind of a slow and steady grind because things have changed, right? Things have changed. Now it's like institutions involved, nation states, even Texas, the state of Texas, signed their strategic Bitcoin reserve. So price action looks completely different. We're not getting these parabolas because things are different. It's more mature of a market. It's a lot bigger market. It's a multi-trillion-dollar market, right? So you can't just say, oh, cycles worked in the past is going to happen exactly the same as before. That's just stupid. Things are fundamentally different this time around. Crypto X astrology, definitely diminishing returns. Yeah, exactly. Cycle theory worked in the past, but they are a thing of the past because halvings have virtually zero impact. And stuff. Exactly. That is a big point too. And also the demand side is completely different. The demand side is controlled by like ETFs, institutions, Bitcoin treasury companies, nation states, right? Bitcoin whales are a thing of the past. Bitcoin whales and us like dolphins, whatever's fish. Exactly. I'm glad, chat, that you all agree with me that changed my mind. Cycle theorists are all wrong. It looks broken now after institutions come in. BTC highly correlates with macro and S&P 500. The next step is for BTC to transcend this and become like real digital gold, inflation hedge, uncertainty hedge and things like that. I'm glad y'all agree with me in this change my mind period with my cycle theorists are all wrong. Okay, folks, I guess we're not having any portfolio roasts today because no one wants to share theirs. Um, let's see. Dow updates. Dow updates. Okay. So, two big things. Um, oh, I completely forgot a segment. Oh, I've completely forgot a segment. One sec. This one I didn't do last time because I didn't have time, but I definitely want to do. Actually, you know what? Okay. Let me change these around. Back to portfolio roast because we got one. James Wynn. I don't even need to roast James Wynn. Come on, he's a clown, absolute clown. Um, Actually, let's just take a quick look at that before I get to James Wynn. Look, this is why he's a clown. He is now following Crypto Capo, shorting, and yeah, he's just a clown. There's no meme meme group. Like we should counter trade him and Capo. But anyhow, yeah, don't be ashamed of your bags. No one's a perfect trader. Okay, two portfolio, one which I hold 100% BTC. That's good. Altcoin portfolio, VVV, Home, Flock, ARC, DBR, FHE. Let's check out some of those real quick because I don't remember. VVV is Venice. Oh, is this the AI one? Yeah, this is the AI. Wow, this dropped quite a bit. Yeah, this is the AI, private AI one. I mean, I like the product. It's just the token hype may have gotten ahead of itself, right? But if AI comes back, AI crypto, VVV could definitely do well. I'm a fan of their project as a whole. Home, let's see. DeFi app. Oh, interesting that you would get this. Crypto's Everything app. Interesting. What's your thesis? Did you buy this or get it out of like the airdrop or whatnot? Flock. Is that a meme coin? Flock IO. Okay, let's see what this is. Looks like AI. A lot of AI bets. Not bad, not bad. ARC, DBR, and FHE. Let's see. What is ARC? AI rig complex. I think you guys have asked me to look at this before. Price action hasn't been that great for any of these, but the point is if AI crypto, ARC light paper, AI. The point is if AI crypto comes back, these will do well. You have really heavy exposure in the AI crypto space. D-Bridge, DBR, D-Bridge. Wow, some of these have you bag held from like all the way up, all the way down? I mean, I like this bridge. Does the value accrue to the token is the question? Or is it all just speculative flow? And then what's FHE? Let's see. Mine network. Oh, whoops. I need to share my screen again. One sec. Mine network. Also sounds like AI stuff, right? Fully homomorphic encryption infra. A chain for AI agents. Yeah. So you're really heavy on AI agents. I hope that AI comes back, DYOR, because if it does, your stuff will do really well. But I like that you have like a big chunk in BTC, and then the rest is kind of like all in on AI agents, right? I give this a I give this a B. Not bad, not amazing, but not bad, because personally I would diversify a little more. You're kind of all in on the AI agents and AI crypto meta. Yes, for those who's just joining, the goal is 50 likes. So would definitely appreciate that. But thank you for thank you for DYOR for sharing your thing for the portfolio roast segment. But now I just remembered, let me do a tokenomics takedown segment. This is going to be really special. I don't think any other crypto channel creator or KOL does this. Okay, check this out. In most streams, I'm going to take a popular project and dig in to the tokenomics with y'all live on stream. We're going to dig in to tokenomics because, as you know, Coinsider has always, in our entire history, been big on tokenomics. So please give us a like if you like this segment. Please subscribe if you want to catch more of these in the future. But tokenomics takedown, I am going to surprise y'all, and it's none other than Berachain. Berachain. Tokenomics takedown. Grass in the future. I like that, Maverick. Remind me to do grass in the future, please. Tokenomics is critical, but right now, it's Berachain. Look at this ugly chart. Ugly chart. And they have the name Bear in their name. They should have named this Berachain instead. Maybe this would have done better. But point is, let's take a look at their tokenomics, okay? This is straight from their page. And we want to see why the price action is so bad. I mean, a lot of stuff has bad price action, but this is brutal, right? This is so brutal. And this was such a hyped up community project for so long. So they have total supply 500 million. They have 10% in inflation subject to governance. So that's something to keep in mind. And this is they gave a lot to community, which I like, but they also have a lot to insiders, right? Like, what is this? Like 50% essentially. So look, investors, 34%, core contributors, 16%. This is all potential heavy selling pressure. And look at this. They have, after a 1-year cliff. So this big ass cliff is in February of 2026, 1 year post launch. This could release huge supplies. Now, does that mean that that's going to cause a price to plummet even more? Not necessarily. We all saw various projects have huge unlocks would go up. And also, this could get front run, right? I mean, we're kind of far from February 2026 because the mainnet just launched recently. But this is so much token supply to be released, right? Look at this. Massive releases, right? This is all potential really heavy selling pressure, which is bad. Berachain chased by bears, another overhyped L1. Such projects only get hyped because people are farming the airdrop. Stick to blue chips and BTC. Yeah, I like all those. But check this out. Remember how they also have burns, right? Does that show up here? Proof of liquidity. They also have proof of liquidity, which is their specialty. But check this out. Does it actually work? Is the question. Does their proof of liquidity is an extension of proof of stake that realigns economic incentives among validators, applications, and users? They try to get cute with that, but did it actually work? Check this out. This TVL and Berachain dropping. It's embarrassing, to be honest. Straight embarrassing. Honestly, this may be one of the worst tokenomics. I don't know, man. Look at the charts. Um, and then they also have token burns, right? But let's see if I can find that burns. Berachain token burns. Okay, right here. Tokens used for transaction fees are burned, which is good, right? We like that. But they're not having enough usage to make this significant, is the point. Yeah, it is a bad sign that TBL is decreasing. Break down faucets and sinks. You mean in terms of Bera or like in general? I'm kind of like covering these not in that structured of a manner, but maybe in the future I will for each of these tokenomics takedown projects. So folks, that was for Berachain, but in the future I may do like grass, for example. I think grass is a great one to do, actually. Let's look at next stream on Friday, same time, 12 noon Eastern. Please join me, and in the tokenomics takedown section, I will break down and take down grass. Maybe it's better. Maybe grass is great tokenomics, you know? Let's find out together. Let's find out. And with regards to Bera, okay, got it. Yeah, maybe I'll try to do that a little bit more explicitly, but next time I'm thinking of doing grass. So folks, please get 50 likes on the stream would be great. Now, real quick, DAO update. Two things. Our hot takes. Wait, let me share my screen. I forgot I'm not sharing my screen right now. Our hot takes competition is still ongoing. We're giving out free token rewards, okay, to the top 3 winners. Competition closes in 2 days, so better hurry. All you got to do is fill out this change my mind with your own hot take, and then post it on your account, your X account, tag one retail investor friend and tag retail DAO, and then just like this post, retweet, and follow retail. It's really easy. Honestly, this takes you less than like 2 minutes. Okay, so it's pinned. Go to retail DAO and do this competition before it's over. This is fun. This is gets you ability to earn free retail tokens. And the second thing is retail DAO. I shouldn't have left that page. Second thing is ambassadors program. If you are part of the DAO and want to be an ambassador, you can earn retail rewards for helping us grow. All you got to do is read this doc right here, which has all the info, right? Yeah, this has all the info. I'm not going to go through this right now, but this is also on our X page. And if you go to highlights, you will see this right here, the number 2 item, right? So both the hot takes and ambassadors, if y'all are interested, do these ASAP. It honestly takes like just a few minutes. And that is our DAO update of the week. It's on base. Coming on Friday, Grass Tokenomics. Ooh, I did not know that. That's good fundamentals. Notification priority, God willing. Thank you, Nick. Hope to see you. And also, Nick, we didn't do a community call-in segment today, but in the future, if you want to call in, audio only, and just to chat, ask any questions, and just share your own thoughts, share what's on your mind in terms of crypto, markets, investing, then would love to have you on there as well. So folks, goal is 50 likes on the stream. Please, if you're still watching, had a great stream with y'all. Remember, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 12 noon Eastern USA time. See you all there on Friday. Had a blast of a time, and cheers.